right, I decided to do a three-part little mini series just because I am tired of seeing all the girls have these deep, high hopes for their fitness journey, their goals, how they want to look like at the end of the year, just to fall off in February, get unmotivated, get inconsistent, and not see it through. So it is going to be a three-part series. Today, we are going to be talking about how to just ditch all the habits that you've had in 2024 that have kept you from reaching your goals. If you are still in the same place today that you were in January or that you were in the summertime, this conversation is for you. The first thing that you need to have a successful fitness journey is to have a successful mindset, y'all. Everything stems from your mindset and how you believe in the things that you hold to be true. A lot of the most common thing I see is women having limiting beliefs. First of all, a belief is something that you believe to be certain, no matter if it's true or not. If you believe it to be true, and that is how it's going to be. Limiting beliefs are usually subconscious. You typically don't even realize that you hold these thoughts. You don't know where they came from, but you believe them to be true. So, for a lot of women, maybe you have tried on your fitness journey before. You've had different coaches, you might have tried different programs, you might have tried to do it on your own, tried different diets, but it's just never worked out for you. Now, you kind of proceed and operate anytime you start this fitness journey with the mindset of, you're not capable, you aren't going to be successful, or maybe you don't even deserve to be successful, right? Another thing I see a lot is women thinking, women not having enough energy to go to the gym and be consistent, and be motivated enough to show up for themselves. Now you think you're just this lazy, unmotivated person that it's never going to happen for. Well, are you lazy, or do you just not eat enough food throughout the day to have the energy to make it to the gym? These are the conversations we need to start having with ourselves internally to disrupt the unconscious beliefs that you have. Another thing, maybe you're a busy person, you have a lot to do on your plate with work. Maybe you have a lot of kids, and you just think like, oh, my schedule is always so busy, so packed, so you don't even attempt to start your fitness journey because you think you just don't have time to fit it in. Well, are you really too busy to prioritize your health, or do you just have poor time management? These are the conversations we need to start having with ourselves to get rid of our limiting beliefs. Our beliefs control our behavior. Some push us forward, but usually they push us and set us backwards. So in order to overcome it, we have to start rewiring our mindset and rewiring our thoughts. So what kind of thoughts do you need to start adopting in order to make this happen for yourself, in order to reach your goals? If you are the person that thinks, I just don't have time for this, it's just not in the cards for me. Instead of waking up every morning thinking that, you need to start switching your mindset from that to nothing is more important than doing something every day to better my health. We need to start rewiring our brains and having new thoughts about ourselves in order to overcome limiting beliefs. Even if this is not something that you believe to be true on day one, you believe right now, the more you tell yourself something, the more it's likely to come true. Baby, I might not be a millionaire today, but if every day I wake up telling myself, my day is coming, I'm wealthy, it's going to happen one day. But if you're always in this operating from this mindset of I can't, I won't, it'll never be me, it will never be you. I promise it'll never be you. It's going to be the next person that believes positively about themselves. So it's time for you to start rewiring your mindset to understand like you're completely capable and you can do it. If you're the person that thinks, like I'm too lazy, I'm not motivated, start thinking my future self is so grateful to have a body that can still move comfortably and pain-free when I'm 60 years old. If you're somebody that doesn't want to, that feels like they're always failing and they don't want to try again, instead of thinking like I'm a failure, I always fail, you need to start thinking there's a way out there that works for me, that's just waiting for me, and I just haven't found it yet. And that is the case for most people. Most people try from doing a lot of different programs or trainers in the past, and not every trainer is meant for you. Not everybody has the answers to fit you and your lifestyle. And that's okay. But there is a way out there that works just for you. You just have to find it. Until you like really envision and understand that you are completely capable of reaching everything that you can, it's always going to be, you'll never be successful in your fitness journey. I think a lot of women even have, if you've done it so many times and you've never really made it to the end, you can't even envision yourself being 30 pounds lighter. So it's like, I can't even see myself getting there. So I'm just not even going to try. We have to start letting go of these negative mindsets that are keeping us from reaching our goals, y'all. It's a new year. It's 2025. There's no reason it cannot and will not be you. That's exactly why the first phase in my program is mindset, because if you skip that mindset and just try to go to right into fat loss, it's not going to work. Because if you always hold these beliefs to be true about yourself, when and how will you ever achieve anything? You're always going to be thinking like you're too lazy, you're too busy, you don't deserve good things. And that's just going to carry you on to the finish line, or well, you're not going to get to the finish line. So that's just going to stay with you for as long as it can until you give it up. Until you work on your mindset, you cannot lead a successful fitness journey and effectively do the things it takes to lose fat. Are y'all following me? If you're following me, I want you to drop a 2025 in the chat, because that signifies you are going to make 2025 your year. If you struggle with overcoming that initial barrier that holds you back from being motivated, from starting, from being consistent, then this is definitely for you. We're going to start working on your mindset. The second thing I see continuing on with mindset is that you have to be ready to let go of the habits that aren't serving you. I don't care how long you've been doing it, how much is ingrained in you, or how much you don't even think that the habit you have is bad. If you are still in the same place today that you were in 6 months ago, then your habits are bad. Obviously, it's something that's going on that is keeping you from reaching where you need to be. So it's time to start doing something different. The one thing, y'all hear me say this all the time, but the thing that I see go wrong with 98% of the women that come through my program, I don't care if you are somebody looking to lose weight, gain weight, whatever it is, most women significantly undereat. And that, number one, it just stems from not knowing how much your body needs in the first place. And number two, not being hungry throughout the day. And I think a lot of people think just because they are looking to lose weight, and they shouldn't be eating a lot of food. I promise you're not eating a lot of food. You're not even eating enough to be able to lose fat in the beginning. So what happens when we chronically undereat or don't eat the amount of food that we need for our body? Number one, you're not going to be hungry throughout the day. That's typically because, like, think about it like this. If somebody is always telling you the same thing over and over and over again, eventually you're going to start tuning them out. And that's exactly what happens with your hunger cue. So if for like a period of time, either subconsciously or not, if you're every time like your stomach growls and you kind of ignore it, or you get hungry and you just keep going on about your day because you're this busy person that can't stop and eat, your hunger cue is going to be like, okay, F it. She's not listening to me. Why am I going to keep talking to her? So that's number one, why you don't have a big appetite, because you are not eating enough. Number two, when you undereat so much, it puts so much stress on your body. It increases your cortisol levels, and your body's just in this state of stress. So when your body's in this state of stress, it usually makes you gain or retain fat. So if you're like, another thing I hear often is, oh my God, like, I don't even eat that bad. I don't even eat that much. I don't understand why I can't lose fat. Well, that's the problem. You have 1 or 2 meals a day. It's not going to work like that. And then also, you already have 1 or 2 meals a day. Now you're trying to lose weight. So you're trying to eat even less. You're trying to cut from a place that's already insufficient. It's not going to work. So you need to be eating the proper amount of food for your body every single day. Another thing is stress eating. If you had a bad day at work and people was talking to you crazy, you got home and the kids running around being loud, they didn't take the meat out the freezer, you do not need to resort to wine, to ice cream, to Chick-fil-A. Stress eating does not help you. You need to find better coping skills. whether that is therapy, self-care, whatever it is, but you do not need to run to food every time something doesn't go your way. Hate to break it to you, but you need better coping skills. Also, not cooking at home. Number one, when you eat out, you can't manage what goes into food. So if you were to cook the same meal like at home versus eating out, the way that they're going to cook it, they're probably going to add so much like oil, butter, sauces, all that kind of stuff that you can't control. Now your food is like 400 calories more than if you were to just cook it at home. And we're going to talk about this on Sunday's live, but in order to be in order to lose weight, you have to be in a caloric deficit and you have to know how much you're eating in order to be in a deficit in the first place. So when you're eating out, you're likely can't even know how much food you're putting in your body. So if you don't know how much food you're eating every day, how are you going to be able to enter a deficit? You're not. So you need to be eating at home more days in the week than you're eating out. Next, smoking. I know it's a little controversial. People love to smoke and they want to act like nothing's wrong with it. But if you're high all day, every day, and now you got the munchies all day, every day, how the heck are you going to be in a deficit? How are you going to lose weight? How are you going to lose body fat? You tell me. Quickly, you tell me. Yeah, so. And I'm not going to mention smoking without mentioning drinking. I think a lot of people think that like weekend calories don't count, right? It's the weekend. We can have a good time. I ate clean all week. I deserve this. So you go out on Friday night. You wake up, you go to brunch on Saturday morning, you drink your mimosas. Or you go out to lunch. Maybe you get go to the Mexican place and get tacos and margaritas. And now you out in the club drinking 6 shots of Dawn. You wake up Sunday morning, you go to brunch again with your bottomless mimosas. And you stay out all day drinking all day. I don't think people understand like how much liquid calories add up, y'all. Just because you're not chewing and eating them, it doesn't mean they don't have calories in it. One shot of Don Julio Reposado has 100 calories. And I know y'all not stopping at one shot. So first of all, imagine when you take one shot and you take 6, 7 throughout the night, 700 calories. You could have had a large fry from Chick-fil-A. It still saved calories, okay? But not only that, now think about you having that shot, but then you put in a lemon drop or a margarita filled with sugar, simple sugar, and all that. The calories just don't stop. So stop drinking your calories all throughout the weekend. The amount of calories that you're drinking on the weekend outweighs the clean eating that you did during the week. The last one I got is living a stationary life. This is something I learned about myself over this past year. And it might be crazy sounding because you see me on Instagram, I'm always in the gym, I'm always working out. But I get up, I wake up, I get ready, I go to the gym, I work out for my hour and a half. I come back home and I'm on the couch all day editing content, talking to clients, all that. So the time you spend in the gym does not need to be the only time you're moving your body throughout the day. If it is, you're not you're not expelling enough calories in order to lose body fat. So you being in the gym does not need to be the only time you're moving your body. If you are someone that works from home, if you're somebody that has an office job where you're sitting down all day, then I kind of can guarantee you that you are living a stationary life. If you struggle with one or multiple of these things, you literally cannot afford to not make a change in the new year. So go ahead and comment 2025 in the chat, DM me 2025 on Instagram, whatever you need to do. I'm going to set up a call with you to go over everything step by step, show you the game plan of how I'm going to help you overcome all of these things to lose body fat in the new year. If you know that 2025 is going to be like every other year for you, all talk, no action, you're not ready to change your ways, please do not waste my time or yours. If you're ready to start, but you're not sure if you can give up, don't waste your time. If you want to start, but you'd rather dedicate your money to going out every weekend and getting your hair and your nails done, this is not for you. The program is for women ready to commit to bettering their health and being the best version of themselves possible all year long. So if this is you, go ahead and DM me 2025 to get started. But the last thing that we're going to talk about in terms of mindset, or something that I see pop up, is a lot of times like people just are not realistic with themselves from the beginning. A lot of women have like this kind of all or nothing approach where they think that they have to be this crazy gym rat, this crazy gym goer, or it doesn't count. So I much rather, I tell my clients all the time, I much rather you say, I think I can only squeeze in 2 or 3 gym sessions a week. I'd rather you say that as opposed to telling me that you're going to, when you're most motivated, that you're telling me that you're going to go to the gym 5 times a week. You only end up making it 3. And every week you're missing like 2 days a week. Number one, you're going to start to feel like a failure. When you overpromise and underdeliver, it's disappointing, right? You're going to feel like you're not keeping the promises that you set to yourself. You're not being consistent. And once you kind of fall into the slump of being down, you start to wonder, oh my gosh, why can't I keep up with this? I'm failing so bad. Like once you start to feel like you're failing, this goes back to everything that we're saying. That is going to start to reign true. So instead of that, just be honest with yourself about how much you have to give. I promise that is not a failure. I was only working out for 3 days a week this whole year. Like, give up, number one, maybe what you see on Instagram and what it's conditioning you to think. And then like just live your own life, run your own race, and do that. Because imagine if I make you a 5-day training split, you only go to the gym 2 to 3 days out the week. Now you're probably missing the same muscle group every single week because you never make it. I'd much rather you just be honest with yourself in the beginning in terms of what you have to give. Also, in terms of setting up realistic expectations, even in terms of nutrition, if you know that you need something sweet every day after every meal, why is your January resolution to never eat desserts? You're setting yourself up for failure when you're not realistic with yourself. Why do you think you're going to be able to cut out desserts when you've never done that before? Just because it's 2025? You're still the same person. Like, it doesn't make sense, y'all. Please just be realistic with what you have in the beginning in order to be successful. So the first stage in any successful fitness journey is working on your mindset, wiring yourself to understand that you can do hard things. You can and will be successful. Being okay with giving up your horrible habits. And then just being realistic with yourself, y'all. Mindset and habits are the biggest detriment to your fitness journey. So if this is something you struggle with, if you are ready to let all of this be in 2024 and become a new version of yourself, DM me 2025. We'll set up a call with you to get started, and I will see you soon.